Wow. The boxing ego injury report. These are the effects of Errol Spence Jr. power punches and concussive blows. Yordenis Ugas, he updates the fans and lets you know how he's looking right now, literally a week after the Errol Spence fight. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Wow. The boxing ego injury report continues, often imitated but never duplicated. So gather round, hit the like button. Yordenis Ugas posted this picture just so I can zoom in for you guys. And this is the status of his face right now. Literally 6 days after his war with Errol Spence Jr. Really, it's almost going on a week because he's in Miami time, right? This looks insane to think that this was caused by a man and somebody's hands. This, like, to be honest, this looks ridiculous. This looks like Tyrese in like a Fast and the Furious movie and he's doing a scene for the movie or something. I mean, the guy's eye is nailed shut. This is the boxing ego injury report. Boxing, you don't play boxing. Boxing is a gruesome, it's a brutal, like Mike Tyson said, I'm the most ruthless and brutal, meanest guy they've ever been. My defense is impregnable. I'm just ferocious. I want his heart. I want to eat his kids. This sport is crazy. Now, I do wish Yordenis Ugas a speedy recovery because it looks like it's going to be some time on the road to recovery. Before I go too far into my thoughts, let me give you what Yordenis Ugas had to say. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yordenis Ugas. So he posted the picture and it says, "Thanks to everyone who is sending in their prayers. My eye was like this, closed and bleeding for almost 40 hours. Now, if you guys are subscribed to the channel, you'll know I already did a video about it, telling you how Ugas's eye was bleeding for 40 hours. Then he drops this picture, which confirms everything that I said in the video. He says, my eye was like this, closed and bleeding for almost 40 hours. It looked like tears of blood. But now it is open. In the next few days, with God's favor, when the swelling and bruising are at zero, we will go back to the doctor." I mean, like I said, it looked like Tyrese in the, you know, what's that, Waist Deep or something, Fast 9 or something crazy. I mean, the man, look, he has blood on his shirt. Look, he has blood on his shirt. This was all caused by Errol Spence off of a long layoff. And Errol Spence said something to the effect like, he said, not that bad. I did all right for a 17-month layoff. I mean, I don't think enough people outside of myself are really putting this into perspective. And I'm not just trying to big up Errol. I'm giving you my honest opinion. At the end of the day, the man was on a long layoff and he is coming back from eye surgery. As you guys know, Errol Spence Jr. was slated to fight the legend from General Santos, Philippines, Manny Pacquiao. I believe my fight with Errol, I fight BLOD, and I was supposed to battle just like Hatun. That fight didn't happen for obvious reasons. Errol Spence, it was discovered by the doctors that he had a detached retina. Seeing how he had a detached retina, they're not going to allow you to fight. They're not going to allow you to risk your potential vision to fight. Now, it was sad because there were members of boxing media, boxing fans, and also former boxers like Bernard Hopkins, who basically acted like they doubted, like they were doubting Errol Spence Jr. and didn't believe his story almost. And that's just who would want to risk a payday and an opportunity to solidify yourself. That's like Hall of Fame. Like, you could beat Pacquiao and then, you know, with Errol's existing career plus that, go on to be like a Hall of Famer just off of the work you've done plus that, you know? So I never understood that, why people were saying that about Errol. outside of just hating, you know, speculating and hating. And that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately. But that concept never really made sense. Errol Spence flew through a car, you know, was in a car wreck, hit concrete, hit asphalt, and still was down to fight Danny Garcia, coming back, no tune-up. He said, Danny Garcia, that is my tune-up. Then he got the Pacquiao fight. You know, we all know that. The fight was announced officially. And then he's going to just squander all of that because he's afraid of Pacquiao. Furthermore, like, let's just be real and let's be honest. Yordenis Ugas beat the brakes off of Pacquiao. I know a lot of people want to now make excuses. Oh, Pacquiao was too old. But if Pacquiao was too old, why didn't those same people actually pick Pacquiao to lose like I did? You see, this is the funny thing when it comes to the world of boxing. People will say these things after the fact. They'll say, oh, but Pacquiao was so old, making excuses. But if Mr. Manny so old Pacquiao, if you knew all that, you knew his age, Wikipedia, Google tells you his age, you knew how old he was, right? And you still picked against Ugas. So that doesn't make sense. You can't have your cake and eat it too and then revert back and say, oh, the man was too old. Just like when Canelo fought against Floyd Mayweather. He been calling out Floyd for over a year. Floyd gave him what he wanted, beat the brakes off of him. And then the usual suspects came in and said that Canelo was far too young and he was too green. Then he should have kept his green butt mouth shut and not called out Floyd. We can't have our cake and eat it too. We can't. And there were people, I know as crazy as it sounds, at that time, 23, when he had beaten Austin Trout and Shane Mosley and Jose Cito Lopez and knocked out Carlos Baldomir, there were people saying Floyd Mayweather was feather-fisted, pillow-fisted, and they thought that he would actually lose to Canelo. Again, I know it sounds crazy now when we all know what happened and how the fight transpired, but there were people picking Floyd to lose. Now they won't admit it because they were obviously wrong. So same thing with Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugas. So Ugas was coming off the best win of his entire career. And this is the results of fighting Errol Spence Jr. for, what was it, 10 rounds? Crazy. That's a lot of punishment. That's a lot of punishment. And to think that Errol Spence, we don't even know if we've seen the best of him. Errol Spence was coming off a long layoff, as I mentioned to you guys. So that's pretty impressive. Errol Spence, he's definitely back. Terence Crawford fight, in my opinion, just got bigger. And that's another concept I'll explore in another video where I don't understand people bad-mouthing Errol Spence. He collected all the belts and all the hardware. So in essence, he pretty much did Terence Crawford a favor, because now Terence Crawford only has to fight one guy and then he can get all these belts that are in this cart. So Errol Spence going systematically through the Kell Brooks, Deshaun Porters, the Yordenis Ugas. If the Crawford fight happens with Spence, it really did everybody, the fans and Crawford, a favor, because now it's a one-stop shop and they got everything you need. All these belts in here plus Crawford's WBO belt. So it's for all the marbles. So again, I'll talk about that in another video. Now I have to say and stop this video to let you know, in the last 30 days, the month of March, I looked at my YouTube analytics and it showed me something. It showed me that 50% of the people that watch my content for free on YouTube in the month of March, 50% of you subscribed. The other 50% did not. So let me know what I can do, what type of content you want to see so I can earn your subscription. If not, hit the subscribe button. This is your reminder. It goes a great deal and it goes a long way to help content creators full-time like myself when you guys hit that subscribe button. So make sure you subscribe. If you're a fan of boxing, you're a fan of me. Errol Spence said, damn, babies, they thought daddy was done. Hashtag big fish, hashtag man down. And respect again to Ugas. He took a lot of punishment. He called out, I mean, the man's a warrior. He called out Keith Thurman, said he would love that fight. He's thanking the fans for being considerate and caring about him. I'd like to see him bounce back. I think he's a great guy. He's a good dude. A lot of punishment, though. You know, I don't know what Errol Spence, if his body's made out of adamantium, like Wolverine. Hey, bub, Berserker Barrage! Berserker Barrage, drill powder. You know, I don't know if we should be calling Errol Spence Logan, like he got metal in his hands or something. I mean, this is crazy. And again, the crazy thing to me is that Errol Spence is off a 17-month layoff. People were worried about his eye. Now everyone's worried about Ugas's eye. In addition to that, you have Errol Spence, and he looked like he hasn't missed a beat. He's in amazing, crazy shape, you know, and he's just like on some savage mode. So that must have been a real reality check for him, nearly losing his life. And he looks like he's trying to make the best of it. He ain't got no time to waste. He has, you know, every boxer has a limited shelf life of how long they could be in the game realistically. And, you know, it looks like he's making the most of it. But yeah, Errol Spence, there's a lot of punishment inflicted on Yordenis Ugas. Let me know what you guys think. The updated boxing injury report. I mean, he's crying blood, man. This is pretty graphic. This is pretty graphic stuff. And this is just 10 rounds with them. Let me know how you think the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight would play out. Crawford, a totally different fighter than Ugas, but I give credit to Ugas because I think Ugas was definitely game and he was making some complexities early on. But Errol Spence has a style. If you can't keep him off you or you can't discourage him enough, good luck. You know, it's going to be a long night. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe. That is the Boxing Ego Watch Party. Errol Spence. You know, he's the champ, man down, strap season, everything he says he is. Yordenis Ugas, great former champion, you know, champion at heart. Let me know how I did. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos, Ego signing off. Because I'm the best. Future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready. With a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work.